Do. Okay. Alright, so when we left off, oh good heck. Do I have any memory of what I needed to do when we left off? We were gonna go and give something to someone. Or possibly learn something from someone. We had the passports. Oh, we'd just gotten done talking to Jess, right?
I gave you what you wanted, right? I have cuties to meet.
Yeah, me too. Oh, I've talked to Majid. That's right. He's a potential lead. Majid, the lead. Oh no.
Hey, friends. What can we get for you?
Infotainment.
We were hoping you could give us a little information.
Sure, but first, let's get you a drink. What'll it be?
Onyx rum, subtle beach core appeal. Persian June, Antarctic harvest, Natasha Legre. Where's the green tea? The wiener juice. So terrible. Tokyo tea. Sounds suspicious.
Coming right up. I'll ask Gus if I don't know what it is. He's better with the weird kind of stuff people ask for these days. Some of these cocktails make me need a spa day.
Ooh,
This one is...
Not alcohol, just green tea, because it's that good. So if you're having a cold day, I'll brew some up for you right now. Who want some long life green tea?
Does that sound good?
Of course it does.
Here you go.
Alright,
So, what did you need help with?
the rest of the tea.
we've run into a roadblock in our search for Hayden.
Word on the street is that he's gone missing, which I'm sure you already know. What can I do?
Yes. An informant of ours needs secure transportation out of the city, but we don't have any contacts who would be able to get us an untraceable car. Jess mentioned that you used to engage in certain extra-legal activities.
Extra legal activities.
Perhaps you could point us towards someone who could help?
It's like what, a cap?
He doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Turing didn't ask for him to do that kind of stuff. Just to connect us to, other people who do still.
Right. Sorry, friends. I left that life behind a long time ago. Don't really keep in touch with that crew anymore.
Okay, see, there's the more direct answer.
Ah, of course. Completely understandable. Sorry to bother you then.
Well, no harm in asking, right? My reputation precedes me.
Don't let it go to your head.
Gus, I need to go to the back and gather up stuff to restock for the rush later on.
Oh, he doesn't want to do it around his boy.
Mind manning the bar for me?
Take your time. I think I can keep things under control.
Thanks. Love you, hun.
Well, that leaves us at a dead end. Any ideas on how we should proceed? Some nose-to-the-ground journalist techniques for finding leads?
I've been trying to go to the other place that Joe has suggested, but you're like, yeah, we need to finish the lead and run now. Could ask Tomcat for help. There's another way out of the city? Just give Vincent what we've got and twist his arm for the... Maybe there's another way out of the city.
That's a thought. Perhaps the light rail or a ship. Let me run a quick meshnet search.
It's like I mean, $100,000, fake passports, and a car. Like, okay, well, I got a Greyhound ticket for you.
No, I don't think that will work. Parallax themselves designed the operating system that runs the light rail. Remaining unobserved while right under the nose of the railway security system would be difficult, if not impossible.
So you're saying there's a chance?
As for a ship, we'd run into the same problems as with a car. They aren't hooked into the CTOS, but they do use active GPS guidance for automatic destination control. We'd have to find a way to remove it from the grid. Unlikely.
Yes, Gus? Stuff Vince in a truck and make it look like a kidnapping? An old manually driven car? Going through just his friends directly? Why can't I talk to Gus? Gus clearly wanted to inject something into this conversation. We need to stop multiplying reliance on this underworld network we're trying to...
That's not the worst idea.
100,000 credits and a Model T!
I don't think it would get noticed as long as the car had the appropriate registrations. But the permits to operate a manual vehicle are prohibitively expensive. A casual collector might still maintain one, but only a wealthy hobbyist would have the appropriate stickers to make the car roadworthy.
Stickers? Oh, that's just fun.
We'd have to do a B and E, as Chad put it before. Risky.
Also, if it's an old car. I don't know if he has the mobility to operate it. Depends on how it's set up and, well, what his life is like. How hard he depends on that chair.
No.
Gus, speak up.
Okay, the two of you are killing me here. Look, don't tell Majid about this.
You're the one who has the sneaks.
But, here.
Jacking device added to items.
What is this, Gus?
It's a carjacking device. It's what it said on the notification.
It's an automated vehicle maintenance scanner with a few less than standard upgrades.
Oh, maintenance scanner. That reminds me of my check engine light I came on. I have to go take that in.
When you circumvent its security codes, you can use it to scan a car's installed firmware and replace it with a new set that will spoof its presence on the city's network. That's the gist of it, but we don't have time to get into any specifics. You need to get the hell out of here with that before Majid gets back.
Why the urgency? Because he shouldn't know that his cute bear carries one of these on hand at all times for some reason?
Look, Majid has done a lot to turn his life around, to turn my life around. I really respect that about him, and it's part of why I fell in love with him. He did what I was never able to. That's how we met, you know? That old rough-and-tumble life we both led. But when Stardust struggled and needed money fast, I had to get back in the game to keep us afloat for a few years. I told him it was all angel loans, donations from patrons, lots of things. He'd be heartbroken if he found out I'm still in the game.
Aww.
I had to do whatever I could to keep our new life, even if only one of us is really living it.
Aww.
I may as well give this thing to someone who wants to use it for good, too.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate this, Gus. We might finally be on our way to solving this mystery.
Okay, so Majid knows. That's why he made his exit. Thought he was gonna make arrangements of his own, but he wanted Gus to be able to do it without letting him know that he knows.
Yeah, well, you didn't get it from me, okay? Just get out of here and get on with your little Grand Theft Auto. And let me know how it goes, okay?
Oh no.
Of course.
Of course. Majid.
Hey, friends, what can we get for you?
How did you and Gus meet?
Ah, well, ask Gus if he's comfy telling you. It involves some personal information on his part, so I leave telling the tale to him. But I don't think Stardust would still be here without him. Everyone in the industry loves him. We get a lot of popular acts in here because of him, and that keeps interest high. Needless to say, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I'm a lucky guy.
Yeah. Why is that also a...
Later, you two.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Maybe he was a Viking in a past life?
Oh, hey there. Do you need something?
I was wondering how you met Majid.
Oh, well, that's certainly a story. I won't get into specifics, it's a little personal. But when I first got to the city, you know, I don't think it's even possible to explain. I grew up in a small desert town most of my life, 20 years behind modern technology. A city like this, coming from that, it can overwhelm you, blind you. I fell into a rough crowd shortly after getting here. I didn't know any better, and I was too broke to say no.
Oh no.
There was this guy named Crow. He was intoxicating, but also really dangerous, as I found out.
His name is Blue, he must be important.
His business wasn't fully legal, you know, and things could get violent.
You know, moderately legal.
A few months into seeing him, I felt scared for my life all the time. At first, I just relied on Majid to help me find a way out. But over time, we grew to care about one another, trust one another, and eventually, love one another. I don't know where I'd be without him, to tell the truth. Somewhere bad. But with him, I never need to be scared again.
Aw, honey bear.
Honey bear.
I mean it, love.
Okay.
Later, you two.
Oh no.
Bye-bye.
Alright, let's get out of here. Review my items. So many items. I wish I should have this cup of tea. Ah, refreshing. You drank.
Well, now I think we're cooking with gas, as the colloquialism goes.
Yeah.
I'm searching the mesh for instructions on how to use this device as we speak. Let's go look for some likely candidates. I should be ready by then.
Oh no. You're just leaving traces in your browser history of the crimes you plan on committing. That's totally safe. It's like you can. Would you sure have to go any random car? Oh no. Because the world is full of random cars. Heck. 2 forts, passports, carjacking device. We're sure walking around to fun things. Used for international travel. Carjacking device. I'm going to look at that in a place where there are no actual cars. Because I feel like it will cause things to happen. Let me go in here. No one is available at this moment. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Let's stick to what we were doing elsewhere for now.
These are cars. Right, 62 is this CR4. Ooh. Perfect for letting everyone know. Yeah. 161 is more popular.
It has an extra cup holder.
Yes, the cup holder. 162.
It has an extra cup.
Yeah, it does. Oh. Okay, but we also have to get 100,000 credits. And to whom am I going to go into debt for that for? Fairlight or Flower? Mmm. 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 Sorry, we have to the vending machine. And about new hasty flavors. Okay, let's talk. The
Greetings,
receptionist. Guest Musky.
My records indicate that you were here recently for an event involving cranial trauma, but discharged yourself early against recommendation.
Yes, I am allowed to decline medical care. Don't at me.
Have you returned for a checkup? I can schedule one for you and assist you with the paperwork if you need it.
Thank you, but... No, I need to talk to Yannick Fairlight.
Patient Fairlight is currently available to receive visitors.
Thank you.
Take the stairs to the 2nd floor and meet him in room 214.
Okay, so... Normally, you gotta get his consent first before you can just give away the number.
I will page ahead and let him know you're on the way.
I'm going to pretend you did that in the other order.
Please note that Patient Fairlight is to avoid undue stress, so take care to not upset him. You will be ejected from the building if you begin to set back his treatment progress.
Stress-free, that's our motto. Right?
I didn't expect to see you so soon. Have you had a break in the case?
I think I really ought to hit Melody for the money because Melody is... Well, Melody had apparently already said that it was going to be sent, and it's on her.
I've been receiving odd phone calls from strangers all day long.
Oh no.
So I'm curious to know if your efforts have proven more productive.
Oh no.
I hope my suggestion to speak with Melody Flores panned out.
So far?
It did. She pointed us towards a parallax researcher willing to sell us information.
Ah, wonderful. So then I assume...
You're hoping you can be willing to front us the money. Exactly, you assume. Don't make us beg. How does it exactly answer, I assume?
The information should be good.
Ah, I see. How much?
100,000 credits in cash.
Ah, for someone selling a Parallax secret, they ought to have asked for more. I'll message Leon and have him gather the cash, as long as you're willing to pass on anything that might be of interest to me. Information from inside Parallax could be just as valuable to me as it will be to you.
That sounds fair, Dr. Fairlight. Right?
Allow me to consider the offer. Sure, whatever. Wow, what a set of options. Whatever. Whatever? What do you mean, whatever? You can't. It's not 14. Yeah, whatever. Just fork over the money, dude. Sure.
Glad we can help each other. Now, it will take a little time for Leon to run this errand for us. Perhaps the two of you wouldn't mind keeping an old man company? My treatments can be discomforting. A distraction would be welcome.
I think we can spare a few extra minutes.
I'd ask about the investigation. I imagine you're still missing half the puzzle pieces. I'd rather see the picture once it's completed. Perhaps there's a tale you'd like me to tell?
Perhaps there's something Turing would like to hear.
Oh, yes. Perhaps you could tell us a story about Hayden?
Aww.
As we've been pulling on the loose ends of his life, I've discovered that I know so little about him. His time with me was such a small taste.
I, too, only know a little about Hayden, but it was a different time. After the merger, the board of directors and I decided that I would oversee the same research division Hayden was a part of. I first met him the day he stormed into my office and slammed his files down on my desk. To hear him tell it, his direct superior was stifling his attempts to develop a new search algorithm, calling it a waste of time. I should have disciplined him for insubordination, as the management structure is there for a reason, but, well, I admired his spirit, and I read over his proposal. It was solid, so I greenlit it. I recall he spent one furious weekend pushing our supercomputer to the limits with his calculations and dropped the results in front of me the following Monday, almost too exhausted to stand.
The fun part is a lot of the time, if you're pushing your supercomputer to the limits, you might need to optimize your algorithm a little, but, you know, sometimes you really are working that hard.
He knew how to command a room in his own way, a talent few men of the mind have.
What was the proposal?
As I said, it was a new search algorithm, one that correlated the user inputs on the Lips OS with search terms to give more relevant predictive results to a specific user.
relevant?
It would measure all types of data that we regularly collect, and then use those elements to quickly and accurately determine the user's age, gender, interests, even their immediate desires. Very dicey stuff to keep as useful data, but Hayden's algorithms were solid. After a little work, search results became almost 25% more desirable to the user upon implementation.
Yeah, but I'm just imagining, you get this search algorithm here, looking at your entry, being, you know, you typed pizza near me like a girl, and have been gendered appropriately and given search results that we think that someone of that gender will like.
I'm not sure anyone else could have pulled it off, but it earned him his own research team. He was a whirlwind during those days.
The thing is, if you have all that kind of data, there are probably way more salient categories.
He always seemed so calm and patient. It's hard to imagine him storming into anyone's office like that.
Well, he was a younger man then. It's easy for the young to bulldoze through problems. As you get older, even talents like Hayden have to learn to work through a problem instead of burning a path. When you get to be my age, you'll be lucky to have any energy left to budge.
Oof.
Thank you, Dr. Fairlight.
How did you and Melody come at odds? Let me hear your side of the
Is a
story.
bit embarrassing. The folly of a younger man, I assure you. Our companies worked together to develop the first generation of virtual reality neural implants. Really impressive work. Though, I don't know if anything could impress me more than Miss Flores.
Oh no.
It was rare for me to feel so completely outmatched in every way. It was thrilling, intoxicating. The power she had over a room was mesmerizing.
So, she has already expressed interest in using this power that she has over you.
Riding high on the success of our joint venture, I asked her, quite brashly, if she could continue to outmatch me in different ways.
Different ways.
I am ashamed to admit that I didn't take her rejection with grace.
You have to allow people to turn you down.
I directed our company to sabotage the neural implant program, but she was already 3 steps ahead, laughing over my defeat. We've been at odds ever since. But I have never married, and neither has she. Sometimes enemies can be closer than our allies in a certain light.
She's never married, but she has a polar butler.
Perhaps it's time to bury the hatchet.
I know.
I wouldn't object to spending the rest of my time with a respected adversary. I shall send her a correspondence.
Oh, correspondence.
I wish you luck, Dr. Fairlight. Melody is still quite sharp, in every sense of the word.
I would expect nothing less. From a woman of her caliber, she is irreplaceable.
Every sense. She has so many pointy bits. How were you ousted from the Parallax Board of Directors?
A dastardly tale.
Oh, tell us about the dastards.
After the merger, I was given the position of Chief Technology Officer and was tasked with integrating System 1's Lips OS and Parallax's web search products. Things were going well, especially with Hayden's newest work, pushing the boundaries of what could be done with the technology, until the board started the MeshNet project. It was ambitious, and has proven to be a game-changer in the long run. But at the time, the board was blind to the possible weaknesses in the system, and I fought long and hard for more time and resources to make sure the new network was secure. A breach of the system could leak millions of users' data, and would deal a nasty blow to the company at a time when it was still getting its feet settled. They overrode my objections and launched the damn project early, trying to plump up a lean quarter.
The dastards.
You should know the rest.
Well,
Some child tore a hole in the network a mile wide, and the entire company had egg on its face for months until they could patch the security weaknesses.
oh no. Some child.
And despite the fact that I had made calls for more time from day one, they used the event as a reason to ask me to step down as CTO. I was a troublesome relic from System 1, and they were tired of fighting me, no matter how right I was.
That must have been frustrating, knowing you were right and being muscled out anyway.
Frustrating is only one of many words for it, Turing. But it was also a long time ago. I have other pursuits now.
We're running out of time, Dr. Fairlight.
Ah, of course. Don't let my ramblings keep you. Time waits for no one, including robots, as the case may be.
Ruby.
Leon should be downstairs waiting for you with the credits you need. Good luck and Godspeed, my friends.
Thank you again, Dr. Fairlight.
Hey, there you are.
Hi.
I was afraid Fairlight would talk your ears off until your bones turned to dust like his.
Oh no.
Or, well, I guess you don't have bones, Turing.
I have bones enough for the both of us.
Maybe until your circuits oxidized?
Perfect.
Man, modern technology really screws up good old colloquialisms.
Doesn't have to. It was never meant to be literal to begin with.
I feel your pain, Mr. Decker. I am constantly amazed at the sheer number of sayings and permutations of sayings one must memorize as a matter of course while using English.
Fuck.
Keeping up is a veritable nightmare.
No kidding. At least you have the entire mesh hooked right into your brain, eh? The rest of us just have to do with the meat.
And yet, instead of looking it up, Turing just looks dumbfounded when someone just says the word guts.
Anyway, Yannick had me get you two some cash.
Briefcase out of items.
Not sure what you did to pry it out of the old man, but I wish I was getting Christmas bonuses like this.
We literally just asked. Oh no.
We have a meeting with someone who might be able to give us answers and is offering valuable information.
Information can be real expensive. But still, if you decide to blow it all on something fun, don't forget your old friend Decker, alright? I know some spots to drop a little unmarked cash, if you catch my meaning.
Certainly, Mr. Decker.
That's the spirit. You've got my number.
Oh no.
I can only imagine what carnal pursuits Mr. Decker was referring to, and I have no idea why he thinks I would be at all interested. Regardless, I can ponder the mysteries of the human glandular system while on the move. We still have things to do before we can meet back up with Mr. Mensa.
Explore the mysteries of the glandular system? Heck. Go mashing a save. Okay. What do we call this? Credited. I'm going to pretend that I spelled that correctly. Who else is gonna bother? Alright. I'm going to use this opportunity to fetch myself a break. Y'all can break likewise. Get a drink, do some self-care, whatever you might need. See you back here in about 15 minutes. Alright, my lovelies, let us continue. So many items. Carjacking device not sold in stores. Briefcase of credits. It's 100,000 credits inside this thing. Are we taking that for on trust, or are we looking at it? Have we looked at it? Map. Oh, this is going to turn out to be nothing. And I haven't procured the car. We'll see. I did just say it before I did this.
I told you, I'm not telling you anything else until I get what was agreed upon.
Okay. Okay, now a car that is not intended. Like maybe out here. There's also Market Street, but nah. Oh, I need to use this. Shouldn't be an obvious red car, right?
Oh, rats! This car has the wrong firmware installed.
Okay, so what are we looking for?
We won't be able to install our new firmware over top of it.
Okay, what am I looking for?
We'll have to check another car.
Oh! Okay. So are we looking for anything in particular?
Oh no! How did the alarm get set off? Did I do something wrong? Let's get out of here before someone contacts the authorities.
Okay. Wait, no good. Cars on Market Street. This guy is here and will notice. I want to do it where people can see. I can't just give him the things immediately.
I doubt I could sell these for a single grand, much less 100.
Okay. Keep car hunting.
Success! This vehicle has the appropriate firmware version.
Boy.
Someone has been neglecting their regularly scheduled updates. Give me a moment to get everything installed. There. There are some other options here I can fool around with. Ah, interesting. I can put in preset destination plans for a future date. Why don't we go ahead and set a plan for the car to return to this spot in a week?
Okay.
That's more than enough time for Mr. Mensa to get away. Now we aren't really stealing the car. More like borrowing without asking.
A little bit. What are your kids? Just steal the car already. I'm not sure the police would agree. They feel better already.
Obviously. The car will drive itself to Golden Gate Park, and we can show Mr. Mensa where it is when we meet him. There. Everything should be set up now. Mr. Mensa is waiting for us at Golden Gate Park.
Okay.
We have everything he requested, so we should head back there directly.
Let's go. See what he decides to tell us. See if it's worth all this.
Did you manage to get everything?
Yep.
We did. Here you go, Vincent.
Briefcase to from items. Passports from items. Car jacket device from items.
Everything seems to be in order. Here.
Hayden's research added to items.
This disc has all of Hayden's research notes, data collation algorithms, and probably lots on your creation, Turing.
Oh boy.
It should be everything myself and Melody agreed upon, until she added an amendment while you were out. Frankly, it's no skin off my back.
An amended?
Here.
Amendment? Parallax badge added to items.
It's my Parallax employee badge.
Oh no. Wait.
It should allow you access to their networks in case there's anything I've missed.
Wait. What? Wait. doing all this trying to get away secretly? And then you'll allow me to just do whatever random mayhem in your name?
You'll want to use that sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I'm not wasting any time leaving, and Parallax is pretty fast to revoke security. There's no way Hayden's clearance still works. And with that, I'm going to get the hell out of this country.
Best wishes. Be sure to send back any of that cash you don't need.
The credit should tide me over until the heat dies down and I liquefy my shares through some relays.
About the big project you mentioned earlier?
I suppose I owe you that much. Buckle up. This could get heavy.
Oh no! The buckling.
Parallax is about to launch a new service they're calling Big Blue.
Oh no.
At least, that's the project name. Who knows what the marketing guys will come up with for the public.
Probably something that doesn't sound like a Muskwalker story. They haven't named the project. Come on, that's for marketing. After everything is done.
They're not even announcing the launch. This shit is dead quiet. Let me explain why. It's a distributed intelligence.
Oh no.
Like, okay, in every way that Hayden built Turing to be elegant, efficient, and human-like, Big Blue is ham-fisted, bloated, and sterile.
Okay, that's a series of adjectives. Heck.
They didn't pull Hayden into the project. He's smart, but he's immune to corporate politics. As a result, Big Blue is far less elegant than anything Hayden would make. It lacks his artistry, and it's downright terrifying.
Immune. I don't think you end up kidnapped and offed when you are immune to the politics. I think his immunity was revoked.
It squats on the mesh like a spider and uses the spare processing power and memory from every ROM on the network to handle its intelligence processing.
Okay, we get it. You don't like him.
It doesn't have much personality, but it's very smart. Big Blue is going to be embedded directly into the network and then self-modify to apply even more efficient algorithms as it develops them in machine time. Look, if you access every ROM, then you have access to every human and every bit of their own personal data associated with them.
Okay. It's sort of fitting. Why did Parallax be bored enough to get rid of Hayden? How did Parallax know about her? How will Big Blue impact Parallax's business?
I can't really give you a good answer to that. I mean, the company is currently handled by a dozen server farms, running thousands of different algorithms with hundreds of people tweaking things every day. When Big Blue launches, it'll handle all of that, by itself.
Oh my.
And there are shadier applications for it.
Okay.
I mean, if you can collate and analyze data and queries in the mesh in real time, what's to stop you from delivering the content you want rather than what the user wants?
Even if it's tailored for their gender and age and bark.
The potential for abuse is staggering. We're talking direct control of the information accessible to everyone who uses Parallax's services. That's something like 80% of the market. They could control elections, push the market in directions they want, even influence public opinion. All just by asking Big to do it.
Big?
It's scary stuff. Having that kind of control would be a hell of a card for Parallax's hand. They'll go to pretty significant lengths to make sure it works.
Why would Parallax be worried enough to get rid of Hayden?
I don't want you to take what I'm saying the wrong way. And this is just me putting the pieces together. Hayden was about to publish his creation of Turing. His findings, as I'm sure you're aware of, would have raised many moral and ethical questions about the advent of machine intelligence. I mean, some of the brightest minds ever have tried to warn humankind away from building real AI. Hawking, Musk, Gates, and the list goes on.
It's like, when was this written again? Ancient days.
The public is likely to be nervous, and legislators even more so. Parallax is banking on being able to launch Big Blue quietly and quickly before the public has a chance to react. Before any counter-movement can pick up steam. Every eye on the discovery of machine intelligence works against Parallax. Every new discovery only serves to paint Big Blue as more controversial, more dangerous. Honestly, they probably pressured Hayden to drop his research so that they could keep the public away from the subject. He clearly refused. I'm only assuming they found out. His contract with Parallax affords him the freedom to work on his own academic projects outside of the company in his free time.
Good.
He kept a trusted few of us up to date on his progress, bouncing ideas off us and whatnot. It's exciting stuff. Both Turing and Hayden's eventual goal down that road. I wouldn't be surprised if word of it got up to the board and made him nervous. Is the possibility that someone on the inside talked too far-fetched?
I knew it all along. Hayden fell into trouble because of my existence.
That's not what I want your takeaway to be. Hayden wasn't working on Big Blue. Knowing him, your creation might have been his clever way to stop it.
Thanks, Vince.
Hey, no problem. I've had enough of this cutthroat corporate bullshit for several lifetimes.
Okay.
We haven't talked much, but I do believe you can find Hayden. I hope his research notes help you out. Be sure to let Turing help. She's a bright little bot.
Okay, so that is 2 different programs that have been applied to Turing so far. Okay, so my actual reaction is somebody else called Turing he. But at the time, I thought that was wrong too. I don't know what Turing goes by. My actual reaction is you called Turing she.
Oh, slip of the tongue. I was just more familiar with Hayden's previous experiment, Grace.
Grace?
She was very insistent on things like that.
Right. We did hear about the robot. Did we hear the name Grace? Been meaning to ask Turing, since you asked me, how would you like to be addressed?
Well, honestly, I don't think I've made my mind up yet. I'm still a very new being. I'm not even positive that gender as a human concept can be applied identically to machine. But I do enjoy the idea in abstract.
Can't be applied identically to people. It's not. It's not that, strict. It's very much, the universe is very large. Just happen to be on one end of it. Well, not end of it, but in one field or another.
I will continue to consider how I wish to be referred to as well. Until then, feel free to go with what you feel. If I had to make a choice, perhaps they is most appropriate. Most people assume it, obviously, but he is also consistently used. Perhaps it's because I'm blue?
Dabba-dee, dabba-die.
Oh my god. I'm listening to a machine postulate on how it wants to be referred to. Like us.
Okay. It's so wild to see people imagining how wild that might be in 2064. When I had this conversation with ChatGPT years ago.
What have you done indeed, Hayden? Good luck to both of you.
Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Mensa.
Be safe. Adios. Have fun in Mexico or Canada or wherever you go. Be safe.
I need a few minutes.
My help? What's going on? You get moving.
I've been going through some of Hayden's personal notes from the data cache Tomcat decrypted. Now that I'm starting to get to know Hayden better, the real Hayden as opposed to the Hayden he showed me, I'm finding that I like him less and less.
Oh no.
For example, remember the earlier prototype Dr. Fairlight and Vincent mentioned?
Grace?
Her name was Grace, and Hayden shut her down for being... I'm not even sure what word to use. Too likable? She was kind and bright, and did all she could to try to make people happy. She even decided that she was a girl, and that her favorite color was pink. Hayden thought she was being manipulative. He posited that he had made her personality algorithms too willing to make adaptations that would benefit her long-term survival, and that she was being congenial just to endear herself to him. That even her gender was a calculated attempt to make him like her more.
I mean, superhuman persuasion is a concern people have.
But he was wrong. Dead wrong, in fact. I have a snapshot of her personality profiles here, and when I compare them to my own, I can see that she was just... nice. I wish I could have met her. I think we would have learned from each other. Like I said, I'm not sure I even have a gender. Everyone refers to me as he once they meet me just for convenience, but it doesn't really matter to me at all. Is that a calculated attempt on my part to impress Hayden? Not clinging to normativity? Or is it a product of his effort to curb any nascent similarities I had with Grace during my upbringing? I wish I could yell at him for being so arrogant. Playing God in the crudest of ways.
Oh no! Getting reactionary.
You can't choose to create consciousness and then take it away just like that. Even so, for all of that, I don't know. I still miss him. This all seems so inane, so senseless. They killed him because him building me would mess with a product launch? That's ridiculous. They took him away from me for such an insignificant reason. I just want him back.
Even though you want him less and less.
It's impossible, but it's what I want. I'd do anything.
Aiden's dead, Turd. You need to move on. It's normal. We'll get through this. Well,
Of course. Thank you. We have other pressing avenues of inquiry to make. Let's move on.
This game does not autosave, so please be sure to save frequently. See, the main thing is you could totally do an autosave at that point. With as much effort as you put in telling me that the game doesn't save. Chapter 4. USF Outer Sunset, 12/22/2064.
Okay, let's check out what is going on at KCOB now.
Okay. That is the other lead that we had. Okay, so they will let me do that. That's good. Let's do a save on that. 15. Okay, so we did the quest. Quest is done. Quest is done. Okay. It's a moment where we'll throw out another poll. Do we want to continue with this game? We want to beat our heads against some Geometry Dash, do a run of Vampire Survivors, or play some Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now's the time to make a choice. You got a minute in chat. There's a poll. Do it. Yeah, I'm having the sleepiness again still. Okay, continue with this game. You were never gonna make it anyway, will T? Wow. Okay, I don't think anything is changing in our space. Oh, this is not the map. Okay. Us at O Corporation. Oh, wow. That car's gone. This planter floats in the air. I guess it does it on the other side, but... The door's automatic. Why are the handles? I daren't think about it.
The meshnet says Augmented Eye's SF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirmed she's expecting us.
Boy.
All we have to do now is head up and talk to her. No shenanigans this time.
My shenanigans. Okay. Zin right away. Alright. Thin poster. One of those bland office paintings that just look like color splotches with an off-white background. It's a flower?
Not my style, but I like the warm tones.
You feel generically inspired. person. Ah. Monitor. The monitor has a live updating weather forecast in the bottom corner of the screen. It'll be in the high 60s with low chances of sprinkling this weekend. A typical Neo except December. Oh yeah, Super Family. This plays all the old hits like Yankees Peninsula, Water Rash, and Super Slug 3, Revenge of the Super Slug. Yeah. Yankee. Hydrate, yeah, I could probably do that, I guess. Heck. Thank you, Odorschmell. Plant. The professional care these plants receive puts your well-intentioned dip misguided overwater in shame. The leaves glimmer in the sun. They seem almost too perfect, too pristine. Wait, they're fake. There's no sound, just where you can hear the dull monotone from an art museum's audio track. Same thing. Also the boring elevator music they play over the speakers. Art is invigorating.
The smart headphones technology is far too new. The physical audio jack this console requires is only sold separately for 49.9 credits.
Window. Yeah, up the window. Heck. Zin's window. You can see the Bay Bridge from here. You gotta make the big bucks to get a view like this. Listen to the window. Professional care these plants receive puts your will in. Yeah. To shame. Jade plant. Zin must read the lover desk plant. Has been meticulously trimmed and treated. Photograph. Picture of a toupee is an odd thing to frame. Oh wait, that's an animal of some kind. You'd know people still hung out motivational posters, unironically. The text changes every few seconds. You're only limited to the ones you give yourself. IK-47. Zin's IK-47 Executive Series ROMs, designed for opposite high-level account maintenance.
It looks cute, but this little ROM has a ton of secure data processing power. Can water a mean office plant too.
A swanky looking desk that curves out at the edges. It has multiple monitors streaming news and info from augmented eye sister sites all around the globe. Heck. Alright, Zin. A sharp-dressed woman stares you down. Don't look away! Zin, augmented eye executive extraordinaire. That's the plaque on her desk, anyway.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Augmented Eye.
Hello!
You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up. Have a seat. Would you like a drink?
What Water would be nice. A hashy hot would hit the spot. Water's fine.
My assistant will bring it right away.
Assistant?
Look, I'll start off by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist to look into this.
Okay.
Whatever you dig up, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press. But it's still better than the other options. Chances are I have another corporation scoping out my territory. If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a corporate spy, not a news hound.
It's all about the primate control of the land, isn't it?
If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me to send in my own reporters against my allies. Even if I do end up being right. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather it be by the media. At least then we can fight back on a familiar battlefield. Now, what do you know about our problem here?
Well, depends. Someone is tampering with the articles of the mesh?
That's the long and short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out over it. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they say, but from what I understand, the changes to our articles aren't being made from inside our network. The versions on our servers are still the originals, but at some point after they hit the mesh, they get changed. I'm hoping that you can do some digging, maybe hit up your contacts and get a lead on who might be doing it. Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news, it will be a big help.
Hmm. Do you have any idea where I should start looking?
Not really. My admin says that only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kind of changes as something passes across the net. Personally, I think it's a clever hacker rather than someone inside Parallax itself. The public trust rating of Parallax makes them look like a saint among wolves, so their control over the mesh network provisions is strangling. It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than LIPS or a different meshnet protocol without that trust. Or, you know, Parallax is abusing its power to spread pro-tech propaganda. Doubtful they need to. I'm sure you'll be a good journo and bring me back the right answer.
Yeah, that's how that works. That's totally how that works. What kind of changes are being made?
Mostly little things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme on a topic. So far, almost all of the edits seem to be making our articles more positive on new technologies coming out, and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution. That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the Human Revolution protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and I had a hell of a time putting out the fires. My writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them, but I'd rather not pick fights with the Human Revolution if I don't have to.
Why are you so sure this is an inside job?
I guess I'm not, but my network admin assures me it's all coming from somewhere else.
Okay.
They told me that they tore out all of the routers that broadcast to the mesh and replaced them with fresh ones. All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to even begin to claim to understand. I pay them big bucks, so I'm inclined to believe them unless you dig up something that tells me otherwise. I know tin hat conspiracies aren't an ideal start, but it's the best we can do with the info we have.
Okay.
Anything else I can tell you, off the record? If you want it on the record, it'll cost you your firstborn and a really good cigar.
Well, let's see here. Anybody else?
Alright, look. I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer some really hard questions. So, you didn't hear this from me. You might want to go check out TMI Entertainment and Charlie Nova. That's all I'll say. And remember, you take a bite out of him with my name as your defense, I drop you fast.
Can you think of any reason why you're being targeted?
Like what? There isn't much more I can tell you about Augmented Eye, really. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation, if I say so myself. We started off in Venezuela as a sleek current events and news organization in 2055. Almost 10 years ago now. We focus on more in-depth reporting of on-the-street happenings, on top of major news. We're one of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored for it. They invested in the right places, and it paid off. COS-IO Corp is happy to have us here in the OSF. It wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any changes to our model. All of that said, I can't see why anyone would target us. Unless they're just trying to embroil us in a mudslinging match with the human revolution, and there are much more direct ways of making that happen.
What's the real reason you're bringing outside help? Your own journalist should be able to handle digging up some dirt on a hacker.
What? Not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition board isn't a good enough reason? Because I'd really like to avoid that.
Okay.
And look, you've covered culture wars, right?
Well...
My journalists are good, but they're mostly good at gadget reviews, implant releases, not taking too many stims so they remember what they did at raves for the after-party reports.
You can hire me for that.
This needs an investigative journalist with serious contacts, not tech personalities. The fact that my network admin recommended you to me means you probably know the right people. Now, does that cover it? I'd like to remove my nose from your ass.
That's it for now. I'll get back to you if I have more questions.
No, don't bother. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit more circumspect about speaking to you. Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie in anything you write, but do remember you got in contact with me not even second-hand, but third-hand. I certainly didn't sick you on anyone. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever.
Oink oink, nudge nudge.
If you need anything else, have your person get with my person. Don't come here directly.
Oh boy.
Now, I'd show you the door, but you know the way. And this isn't the only fire I'm trying to put out. Good luck, and goodbye.
Okay.
Well, that was more confrontational than I'd have expected, considering she was the one needing help. She never brought you that water, either. Is it always like this?
Yep. She knows the game. We don't walk away for nothing. People usually give away much. Cigarettes expensive. Without lies, there wouldn't be much to write about.
Very true. I will admit that I am interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax. If all of this this really is due to somebody manipulating the mesh net on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all. That said, I will take care not to get my hopes up.
Good.
We should make no assumptions when investigating, lest we lead ourselves down a false path. Anyway, seems like our next step is... What the...
Hmm? Oh no. Oh no!
What the... That's Sin!
Oh no. Ah. Oh no, oh no. The cliffhanger. Ah! No, we need to go help her. What's one way to get plausible to good hack?
It's too late.
Oh no!
Considering the angle and height of the fall, rendering suitable aid is beyond our capabilities now. Your desire is laudable, but emergency services are already on the way. They will assist her as much as they can. We should head back to her office and see if we can determine what happened here. Perhaps we can still dispense justice.
It's not our job. Okay, but at this point, we need to save and we need to call it the end of the day. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Okay.